And Leanne, speaking of special relationships, you said a special election. This is a special relationship that we're about to speak about, and that, of course, the partnership between the SABC and the CSIR. And this, of course, goes back to the 1999 election. And we are going to tell you more about that because, trust me, come Thursday morning, you don't want to be anywhere else. You want to be right here watching Morning Live, because by the time we have 5 to 10% of the results, we are able to, of course, with the help of the special partner, the CSIR, start to predict how this election is going to pan out. So joining me right now is Dr. Sandile Malinga, who is the Group Executive for Smart Society at the CSIR. Dr. Malinga, thanks so much for coming through, and welcome.
Thank you very much, Sakina. We're delighted to be here and for the partnership over the last 25 years with SABC.
So let's talk about the work that the CSIR does during the elections and this particular partnership with the SABC.
Yes, and so the CSIR is responsible for forecasting the outcome of our elections, and we've been doing this. First of all, we started working with the IEC in 1999, and then the intention for the forecasting was to predict or to more or less red flag if there are any unexpected results from any voting district. But from 2004, we've been working with the SABC to predict the election results, both provincial, national, as well as local government.
So what is the background to this election projection model?
The model that we use relies very heavily on previous elections. In this particular election, as an example, it relies on the 1999 elections that 2019 elections that we had, and then on the basis of that outcome, the actual results from that election, we then formulate clusters, about 20 or so clusters, which are defined along the lines of the voting patterns of different voting districts. And from that, we then use the current results that are coming out from the different voting districts and be able then to predict what the outcome is going to be. And usually from around 5% at the national level, we're in a position to know what exactly the outcome will be.
So, of course, the important question is, what has been the accuracy of this model over time?
Yes, and so our objective is to achieve a margin of error of 2%, and we've been good at doing that. And this is for the big parties in the main, as well as at the national level, all right? For the smaller parties and new parties that are coming in, given the fact that the model relies on previous results and voting patterns, the margin of error tends to be larger there.
And this year we have the introduction of the independent candidates as well.
Yes.
So what does that mean for you as the CSIR in terms of your model?
That as well, and so an independent candidate is similar to a new party that's entered the elections, and therefore in that case we'll still predict how the outcome will pan, and that will rely very heavily on the voting districts that as they come, then we'll be able to use the clusters again to predict what the outcome will be. As you can expect, in that case, for both the new parties as well as new independents, the margin of error may be large.
And of course, you are a research institute as the CSIR. So, why is it important then for you as the CSIR, as a research institution, to drive this implementation of mathematical and statistical capabilities that you have?
Yes, and so the CSIR is a research and innovation institution. And we pride ourselves for having a wide array of capabilities in maths, in science, statistics, engineering. And we bring all these expertise and capabilities to bear in terms of modeling, simulation, and forecasting. In this particular case, we're applying this for elections, but you can imagine that you can, with that capability that you have, apply to forecasting in agriculture, business, and so this can be a good decision-making tool to make whatever decisions that you want to make, but through simulations and forecasting and modeling.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dr. Malinga, I cannot wait for Thursday morning. And yeah, that's when people will start crying or celebrating. But thank you so much. Of course, we'll be seeing more of you throughout the week. Dr. Sandile Malinga is the Group Executive for Smart Society at the CSIR.